Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading on people's first impressions when you walk into the room. I'm so happy you are here. Here are the piles that we have: pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. So go ahead, close your eyes, take a deep breath in and exhale. And pick a pile that resonates the most with you. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your pick a card reading on people's first impressions of you. The first card we have is Wasp Spirit. Sometimes life stings. So I'm getting that people see you as someone who has been through a lot in your life, and I feel like you also are someone who tells the truth, even if that truth hurts. And I'm getting that people's first impressions of you are not to be taken lightly. Every word that you say has meaning, it has a vibration, it has a very powerful energy, especially when it is spoken from you. You carry this weight, this energetic weight that is extremely powerful and influential, and people are naturally drawn to this type of energy. I'm getting people also see you as someone who has very strong boundaries and someone who is not afraid to make your boundaries known. And then we have the Moth Spirit, surrender now. So I do think you're someone who maybe has gone through a lot in life, but because you've gone through a lot, you know a lot of different, you have a lot of options when it comes to how you respond to things. And I'm getting with the Moth Spirit and the Wasp Spirit, both of these are insects. So you could be very into travel, you could be an air sign, you could really resonate with insects. I'm getting that you also know when it's appropriate to take action or not take action, especially with the surrender now. I'm getting that you're very wise and you use your intuition to help guide you as well when you're making decisions. And I think people's first impressions of you may be a bit mixed. Maybe some people see you as someone who is very strong, very opinionated, has very strong boundaries, but they also see this other side of you. Some people their first impressions of you may be someone who is more laid back, more surrendered to life's circumstances. I'm getting that some people see you as someone who goes with the flow, who is very open-minded, who's very neutral, especially with the Moth Spirit. I think of neutral. Like when I think of wasp, moth, and say butterfly, I feel like the wasp is, kind of more of a harsh personality, and the butterfly is more light, airy, fun, where the moth is more neutral. And you could give off a more neutral energy when you walk into the room. And then we also have a full moon in Libra. A win outcome is forecast. So I do see that you are someone who is extremely balanced in your energy. And I think people's first impression of you is also that you are a very balanced person and you're someone who can see multiple perspectives. And I think people's first impressions are that you're a very good mediator. You are able to keep a neutral outlook, but you're also able, with the Lost Spirit, you have very good boundaries, so you don't necessarily get entangled in other people's drama. You're more of the observer, so it makes you a very good mediator. You're able to neutralize the charge that, you know, people in an argument can have because of this neutrality, because you're not afraid to, you know, say what has to be said, but you also do it from a place of neutrality, which is a really good quality in my opinion. I think that you are very much needed, this energy of being able to see multiple perspectives. I feel like people see you as someone who is very wise, is their first impressions. And then we have the Three of Swords. So I do think that you're someone who could definitely be a heartbreaker. You're someone who has their heart very guarded. And I'm getting that people may assume that you have been hurt in the past. But I also think that you're someone people assume is very loving and very loyal to the people close to you. I'm getting that you guard your heart very closely, but once the people that you have screened out, you allow them into your life, you keep them very close and you value their opinions very highly, pile number one. And then we have the Six of Swords. I think people see you as someone who is very romantic and very much wants love in your life. And I get the picture that people see you as someone who is also a daydreamer as well. You may fantasize a lot, or you may like to manifest a lot. And I'm getting that people, even if you're in a difficult situation, they see that you always have hope, that you're always looking for something. You know that something is out there that is better than perhaps the situation that you are in right now. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles, if you watch my channel, you know that the Pentacles suit is one of my favorites. I love the Pentacles because it just reminds me of material abundance. And I think that the material abundance is a reflection of the spiritual abundance that you have in your life. And I think that people see you as someone who is very abundant, who is in a phase in your life where you're creating the life that you want. Maybe you're very ambitious and you have a lot of dreams and goals for yourself. And people see that you are willing to put in the energy and the resources to pursue your dreams, to build the life that you want in this material world. And that doesn't always necessarily just mean money. It could also mean crafting the home that you live in the way that you want it to be. It could mean wearing the makeup that you like to wear in a very specific way. It could mean perfecting something, you know, whether that's your office space or your car space, in a way that suits your personality. But I am seeing that you are very much interested in making the environment around you very suitable to your own path, you put your own energy into the environment around you. And I think it's I think that when people first see you, their first impression is that you may be someone who is a perfectionist, in the best of ways. You may be someone who, throws really good parties because you're very attention to detail. You're very much into this you're very spiritual, but you bring that spirituality into the 3D. You are someone who really knows how to channel that spirituality and make it materialize. And people are extremely fascinated by this. I think there's a lot of people who, quote unquote manifest. And of course, we're manifesting whether it's conscious or not. But I am getting for you, you are very conscious and you are very intentional with your manifestations. And this makes people extremely, extremely intrigued by you. Their first impression is very, like, they just see you as someone who has the ability to manifest what it is you desire. So I'm going to shuffle this deck that I was gifted. My sister got this for me, and it's a really beautiful deck. Oh, I just dropped some. What are people's first impressions of pile number 1? What are people's first impressions of pile number 1? Okay, we got 2 cards that popped out. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty. Look how they just pop. What is this called? Iridescent? So you got the Hanged Man in the Tower. With the Hanged Man, I do see that you have gone through a lot of contrast in your life. And because of this, you are someone who is very, very wise. And I'm getting that even if people put you in a bind, you are someone who is solution focused and will find a way to solve the problem, essentially. You're someone who is very crafty. You're someone who, people may try to trap you or continue, but you're not having it. And you also have the Tower in conjunction with the Hanged Man. So you could have also been going through like some huge transformation or transition with the Tower card. I'm getting that you may have had a huge identity shift in the past, and people's first impressions of you who are never meeting you may be completely different than, say if they were to meet you even just a year ago or a few months ago. I'm getting that this transformation is relatively recent, and even if you don't notice it right now, I'm getting that other people notice it. I am under the impression that you yourself have been doing a lot of inner work on yourself. You've been really taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all that yummy, juicy, well-rounded work that we love to do on this channel. And I'm getting, because you have set in motion all this energy towards change, towards bettering yourself, you have really called in this new identity. And I used to be so afraid of change, pile number 1, but as I've gotten older, I see the power of change. I understand and appreciate just how important movement, how important transformation is in our journey as spiritual human beings. We are someone who we actually, grow, ascend, and expand our soul when we allow ourselves to change, when we allow ourselves to transform and to let this new identity that our soul wants to be come into an alignment on this material plane. And I'm getting that this transformation is extremely inspiring for other people. And maybe you actually share your journey with, maybe you have your own platform, or you're very, you know, whether you share or not vocally, I'm getting that people's first impressions are that they can see you're someone who is growth mindset. You're someone who is open to receiving new downloads, receiving more, receiving new levels, receiving more knowledge, more health, right? You're really interested in self-development, pile number one. Okay, I am called to pull more cards. Ooh, we have the Five of Pentacles. I'm getting that you could be a rags to riches type of person. Maybe you have worked very hard for where you are today, and you could be someone that people see is very inspiring. You could be someone who doesn't come from a lot, but you have managed to put yourself in the right places at the right time with the help of the universe, with your own will, and you've really made something. You've really created the life, the identity that you want to embody, that your soul wants to express in this lifetime. Pile number one. Ooh, oh my goodness, this card just popped out of the deck. We have Temperance. Okay, you also got Libra. So you have Libra and Temperance. Let me see if I can rearrange it so we can see all the cards, because I have been watching some other pick a card readings, and I just love when I can see the cards all laid out, because I think it makes a very beautiful picture. Okay. Yeah. So with Temperance, I am seeing that you're someone who, you're very balanced, and you're someone who pours into other people's cups. You could show a lot of gratitude for the people who have helped you on this journey. I'm getting that you could definitely be someone who, remembers where you came from. You may be someone who takes the memories, you take the lessons that you've learned with you, and you're at that stage in your life where you're ready to give back. You're ready to pour into others people's cups. I'm getting that you are very balanced in, your consumption as well. You don't eat too much, and you don't like starve too much, if that makes sense. You're very balanced, you're very temperate with how you act and engage in this world. And I think people notice this about you. For example, they don't perceive you to be the type of person to go out and binge drink with them on the weekends, if you know what I mean. Like, they can see, oh, maybe she will have, or he, a glass of wine, or, but I'm not getting the sense that people see you as someone who overdoes it or does too little. I'm getting that you're very balanced. And this is something that I've really been incorporating more into my life as well, especially with regards to food. Just before I sat down to record this video, I noticed that I was scarfing down my food like I was starved, basically. And then I wasn't even that hungry. But it reminded me that, oh my gosh, I have so much food, and that is something that will never run out for me. And that is an abundance in my life. And I feel like you recognize that. You recognize that there will always be more. There is enough. When you lead with your open heart, when you understand that there is enough food on this planet for everyone, that is healing in of itself. When we just bring awareness to the fact that there is enough. You are enough. There is enough. Your friends, your family, they are enough. Your dog is enough. When we realize that everything is provided for if we allow it to be, when we I really do think that temperance is something that plays a huge role. Temperance and awareness in, how we move through the world and how we react to certain things, right? Do we take too much? Do we take too much resources when we don't really need to? Do we take that extra food just to eat it, right? When we're not even hungry. And I feel like people really like this about you. It's a very balanced energy of I am so abundant and I know that I am always provided for, that I don't need to take more than I need. I'm not saying it's not good to plan ahead and to have savings and to have food in the fridge. Not at all. I'm saying that you're someone who is very in touch with yourself, with your body. You trust, you surrender, and people's first impressions of you, I get that they really want to be like you because of, all the qualities that we were talking about, right? You're balanced. You can see multiple perspectives. You are able to have identity shifts in your own life. You're romantic. You believe in love. You believe in growth, in balance, in enoughness, in abundance, and bringing your spirituality to this world, to the 3D, to Mother Earth. So that is the reading I have for you, pile number 1. Please leave a comment if it resonated below. Leave a like. I'm so happy if you made it to this part, that you stayed and listened to this. I do personal readings if you're interested in it, and I love doing personal readings. Check out the links on my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. I'm really excited that you're here, and I'm excited to do this reading. I feel like if I were picking this, I would probably pick number 2. I don't pre-select my cards, but I'm just saying that because this is such a freaking beautiful card. It's so feminine. I'm getting ballerina vibes. I'm getting princess vibes. I'm getting light, feminine, beautiful, etheric vibes. And that is definitely the energy that you bring when you first meet people. I'm getting people really do see you as this beautiful swan, this beautiful feminine being. Whether you are a male or a woman, I am seeing that people definitely see you as someone who is very feminine at first glance. And then we have Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. Oh my gosh. I've never seen this card, but it's just so interesting because that has been a mantra that I have really liked recently, is that the universe will provide. God will provide. And I'm seeing that you have this energy of trust. You have this energy that is just so trusting, and you let yourself be supported by the universe. You know that no human is going to support you the way that God will. You are someone who is very deeply in your feminine. You know and trust that you are provided for by the people in your life, by your family, by your friends, by the men in your life, by your home. You know that God always provides, and I think that people really, they're magnetized to you. Whether we're a man or a woman, we are so magnetized to the feminine essence, to that radiant beauty. Why do we have art museums? Why do we have fashion shows, makeup artists? Why do we celebrate beauty so much? Because we just love it. And that is reason enough, is celebrating something because we love it. And I'm getting people really love celebrating you. Oh my goodness. And then you have Cancer. Okay, you could be a Cancer yourself, but this pile is definitely very feminine, very emotionally in touch with themselves. You feel emotions on a really deep level. This says you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. You're someone who, I feel like from a very early age, from when you were born, from when you were in the womb, you were just this beautiful, delicious, feminine ball of life force. And you really haven't, I'm not seeing that it's ever really gone away for you, pile number 2. I think a lot of us maybe have been conditioned out of our feminine, and maybe we had to relearn those, like appreciating and loving the feminine within our own selves and allowing that expression of beauty to really come forth. But for you, pile number 2, I'm seeing that it was never lost. I'm seeing that for you, this feminine energy, you've always had it. You've always been a magnet. You've always been the center of attention. You've always been super beautiful and radiant. You may be really interested in makeup or fashion or something to do with physical beauty. You could be a psychologist, or you could be really interested in psychology and the inner thoughts and workings, and you're just very curious about the people around you. You may be very in touch with other people's emotions. You may be able to feel them on a very, very deep level, pile number 2. And then we have the 6 of Wands. This is so beautiful. I feel like people really see you as someone who is very magical, who brings a lot of love to the environment that you're in. They could see you as someone who is very loving and affectionate towards animals. And I think that is super, super beautiful. I'm getting they also see you as someone who likes to accentuate the certain aspects of your body. And I feel like people think that you dress very well, and you're someone who is just very nurturing. Like this is so beautiful. It's this white reindeer and this woman in a toga. You could be really interested in sisterhood. You could have really strong female friendships and bonds in your life. And I feel like people's first impressions are that you really value the woman in your life. And then we have the universe. Wow. So the universe card, I do think you're very, very powerful, potent manifester. Anyone who is in their feminine is extremely powerful manifester. And I think that people really, they see you as someone who is very magical because you have this universe card. You have this card of the world. What's coming through is the world revolves around me. And I mean that in the best of ways. I feel like people think of you as an it girl. You know, wherever you walk in, people are turning heads. People want to talk to you. They want to know about your life. It's like you are like the sun. Like people just gravitate towards you. Yeah. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm getting that people definitely see you as a girl's girl. You could really spoil the people that you love with time, affection, love, thoughtfulness. I'm definitely getting that people see you as someone who is very nurturing. Pile number 2. So I do have this new tarot deck that my sister got me, and it's so beautiful. It's these shiny iridescent cards that are rainbow and reflect. So I am going to pull some cards from this deck. What are people's first impressions of pile number 2? What are people's first impressions of pile number 2? Knight of Wands. Ooh, okay. People could definitely see you as someone who is a recipient of male attention. I'm getting that a lot of people rush to save you. They rush to help you. You could be that type of person where wherever you go, they're asking, what can I do for you? And because of this, because you're in your healthy feminine, you attract people who are in their healthy masculine and want to give and pour into the feminine. They want to protect and keep safe the feminine. And I get that you pull out these qualities in the people around you. Pile number 2. Ooh, you have a lot of wand cards. Page of Wands. Yeah, I'm getting you have a lot of suitors. I'm getting that a lot of people want to be with you. A lot of people see your value. They see you as someone who would be a good mother, a good wife, a good partner, a good friend. And I'm getting that a lot of people like bid for your attention. They want you to notice them. They want you to love and accept them. Yeah, I'm getting you also pull out a lot of strong feelings in men because you are so radiant. You are so tapped in to surrender. Yeah. Whew. What are people's first impressions of pile 2? All right, we have 2 cards that came out. 8 of Wands and 3 of Cups. So you have a lot of wands. You have the 6 of Wands, Knight of Wands, Page, and 8 of Wands. So I do see that people see you as someone who is very ambitious. And what's coming up is you have a lot of sources, streams of revenue coming into your life, or no, that's what wants to come through. You have a lot of sources of revenue coming into your life. And people, they really are inspired by you. I'm getting that with this 8 of Wands energy, that you have this magnetism that pulls in, that opens up new possibilities for others. And I'm also getting with the 3 of Cups, you are very, very much celebrated in your community. Not only do men like you, but women like you. Women love you. It's very interesting. You don't bring out this like jealous energy you have in others. You are someone who is very much celebrated by other women and men. This is so beautiful and healing. Pile number 2. I think that you're very much celebrated in your community, and you're very much loved and appreciated. And I think you are at a point in your life where I feel like people's impressions are you are very content, you are very happy, You know that everything it's playing out exactly according to plan. It's playing out perfectly. You understand that you came here to play, to live out your desires, and you understand that the universe is out here to help, is out here to support you. And people are just magnetized by this pile number 2. What are people's first impressions of pile 2? Does any card want to come out to help me clarify what people's first impressions are of pile number 2? Oh my gosh. I swear I'm shuffling the deck, but you got the 9 of Wands. Yeah. You're going places. You're someone who is destined for success. I'm seeing that you could also be in the limelight. You could also be famous. You could be a content creator, but I am seeing fame in this reading. You have that natural star quality, that natural tendency to pull people in. You are naturally center stage without even trying. Oh, yeah, and it's so interesting because the sun came out as well during this pile number 2. So I am seeing that you bring out a lot of lighthearted energy in other people. People's first impressions when you walk into the room, they automatically feel lighter. They feel like they can exhale, like they can breathe. You give them a feeling of tingles in their body. I'm getting that you give people the impression, you give people the feeling of being in the sun on a warm day, being under a blanket. So that is the reading I have for you, pile number 2. I really hope you enjoyed it. This was such a beautiful reading, and I can tell you have a very beautiful energy just by the way I'm feeling after doing this reading. That felt really good to me, and people like you, I'm just so grateful that you exist. Seriously, like we need people like you to keep the world spinning. So if you like this video, leave a comment if it resonated, and leave a like, subscribe. If you want a more personalized readings, check out my links on my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading on people's first impressions of you. So I'm going to lay out the cards. We have Owl Spirit, Parrot Spirit, Adjustments Are Required, Third Quarter Moon, Seven of Cups, Nymph of Cups, and Ten of Swords. So I see people see you as someone who is very witty, is very wise. You're someone who is very eloquent with how you speak. You got the Owl Spirit and the Parrot Spirit. With the Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. I'm getting that people, their first impression is they can't BS you. They know that you will see right through them. you will see if they're lying, if they are being dishonest, if they're, saying they're fine, but you get the sense that they're not actually fine. You're someone who also I'm getting that you have this very motherly, safe energy. With the parrot spirit, watch your words. I'm seeing that you're someone who you choose your vocabulary very specifically and intentionally. You're not someone who just talks to talk. You are someone who really cares about what you say, and you know the impact of your words. You know how powerful you are as a person. And people, they see you as very wise, and I'm getting part of that is because you are so intentional with what you say. There are some people I know in my own life who they just talk and talk and talk, but it's not necessarily that appropriate for the situation to always be talking. You know what I mean? And I'm getting for you, you're someone who doesn't feel the urge to do that. You're very comfortable in silence. You're very comfortable just listening to someone without, saying, yeah, Like you can just sit there and listen and not feel the urge to add to the chatter, add to the noise that isn't necessarily needed or called for at that certain situation. And we also have adjustments are required through the quarter moon. I do think that people see you as someone who they have to come right in your energy. You're not going to tolerate people's shenanigans. You're someone who people know that you have this certain requirement. You have this certain protection around you that you only will interact with certain people who are meeting that energetic standard that you have set for yourself. People know not even to, come even close to you if they're not meeting that standard. You are someone who people look up to and they know not to cross if they are going to bring their shenanigans with them. And you also have the Seven of Cups. You're someone who really values relationships, for sure. You could actually have quite a large group of friends with the Seven of Cups, and you could be very good at nurturing those friendships as well. You could definitely have an eclectic group of friends. Maybe you're friends with, the nerds or the like popular girls, or you just have a very eclectic group of people that you like to hang out with. And I think that it's not necessarily their background or what category of people they fit into. It's more about the energy that they bring to the relationship. So for example, both a popular person and someone who is, say, a nerd, you can have people in both of those categories who are just like, they're not going to vibe with you because their energy doesn't align. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the group necessarily that is like that we superficially categorize people into, but it's the way of being. And you're really good at honing into people who are BSers, people who are not in alignment with themselves, and you're good at picking out those people. Okay, here's what's coming through. People who are self-aware are the people that you let into your life. People who respect your boundaries are the people that you let into your life. And this is the common thread. It's not necessarily, oh, I hang out with this group only or this group. Like, I'm seeing you have quite a large group of people, and I think people's first impressions of you are that you get along with other people as well. But you also have this standard for the people in your circle. And then we have the Nymph of Cups. So with the Nymph of Cups, I am seeing that you may be someone who has really worked to craft and select your friendships very wisely. You could be someone who knows that people want to be with you. You're very aware that people love you, that people people want to be close to you. And you have a lot of abundance to give. You have a lot of overflow and joy and feminine energy that just naturally is life-giving to others. And because of this magnetism, you had to be selective with the people that you surround yourself with. And then we have the Ten of Swords. I think people may, they may really look up to you as someone who is, they want to be like. They may want to emulate some of your qualities. I feel like people kind of stare at you. You may notice a lot of people staring at you, but they don't mean it in a negative way. It's just like they're transfixed, they're mesmerized, they're in awe. I'm getting that people may try to get into your energy, but because you have this strong energetic boundary around you, if they're not ready to experience you, if they're gonna bring their low vibration into your field, even if they're not necessarily aware of it, but they still want to be with you, they know they can't, but they still look up to you. And there's no resentment, there's no jealousy. It's not like that. It's literally they want to be like you, but they know that they're not in the right place. It's almost like you encourage people by your way of being, through your way of being, to become self-aware. You could have definitely been the catalyst for some people to have a spiritual awakening. People, they really aspire to be like you. And I'm getting that their first impressions are like you have a very good life. You have a life that a lot of people want. A lot of people want to bring that into their own life. And they look to your way of being for inspiration. They look to you. Maybe you have a lot of people who watch your social media, who are very interested in what you have to say, what you have to do. And it's just literally they want to be like you. So I do have this deck that my sister got me. It's this beautiful iridescent rainbow deck that I've been enjoying using. So I am going to pull a few cards for this reading, pile number 3. What are people's first impressions of pile number 3? Ooh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And we have 4 of Pentacles. So I'm seeing that people, it's almost like you have endless possibilities in the palm of your hand. When you walk into a room, you open up a new frequency for other people. You open up new possibilities, new ways of being for other people. You serve as this inspiration, this guidance. You're almost angel-like to them. I'm seeing a statue, like a Greek ivory statue, and I feel like this represents your energy. People are in awe. They're in awe of the beauty, the craft that has gone into sculpting this beautiful sculpture, this beautiful person, the character that you have developed. And then with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like people, you know, some of them may feel like maybe they can't attain that. As in they feel like, wow, there's such an energetic gap between pile number 3 and themselves. However, when you first walk into a room, your overflow is so much that it actually inspires them and it actually helps close that gap just a little bit and open up a new possibility for the people around you. It really does. Like, it's really so powerful. I'm getting that you're someone who is extremely, extremely powerful, pile number 3. Your energy, specifically. And people really... I'm almost getting... I hear the word worship. It's like when you worship something, you're looking at it, you're feeling it, you're in awe, you admire it, you pray to it. You know that when you worship something, you know, why do we worship things? Because we know, like, that thing, that energy, when we worship God, we know it's just so powerful, right? When we worship God, what are we worshiping? We're worshiping possibility. We're worshiping safety. We're worshiping options. We're worshiping being provided for trusting that the sun is going to keep burning, the earth is going to keep spinning, we're going to have food on our table. That is the energy of worship when I tap into that. And I'm getting people, they kind of have this energy, they get this feeling of worship when they are in your energy as well. It's so beautiful, actually. Like, you're very powerful is all I will say. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish at all. It's actually very giving that you have these strong boundaries. It's very healing. It's very, because you have these boundaries, you put yourself in a position to be worshipped. You put yourself in the position that you actually do have the power to, you know, you have that extreme faith, trust that everything is going to work out. And you inspire that in other people. Let's get some more cards for pile number 3. What are people's first impressions of pile number 3? Oh my goodness, the Hierophant. You're extremely powerful. Extremely, extremely powerful. I think that people, the word worship is coming up again. But they really, because you are so tapped in to the divine, to spirit, because you're just, I don't want to use the word levels, but it's almost like you're on a different level than other people, at least when it comes to connection with the divine, connection with source. And because you're so connected, more so than other people around you, you actually may be a tarot reader or some sort of person who mediates the connection between the earth and the spirit realm. And I'm getting that people, you know, whether it's, you know, a career or not a career, like, I'm getting that maybe you just do it for fun, or I'm just getting people really think of you as someone who is very tapped into the world around you. You're tapped into spirit, and because of this, people come to you for advice. They want to worship you. You may find yourself receiving a lot of gifts, a lot of attention, a lot of time, a lot of people's energy. It's almost like they want to give, and give to you because they know what you are giving back is just that much more powerful, which is the ironic part, right? Like, people are giving to you, but you're also giving to them, right? It's not necessarily in the same way, but you're giving energetically to them just by being you. Is there anything else that wants to come through on people's first impressions of pile number 3? We have the 9 of Swords. Yeah, I'm getting that you are someone who definitely inspires spiritual awakenings in people. You may have this power in your energy that just, it's very transformative for people. I feel like you're like a beacon of light for a lot of people. And when you come into the world, their world, you paradigm shift them. You allow them to change. You allow them to transform. You give them permission to change. You give them permission to know that there is a different way of living. There is a different way of being than they have ever seen modeled before. Your embodiment, the way you move through the world is extremely, extremely appealing to other people. That is the reading I have for you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if it resonated. A like, a subscribe if you haven't. I do personal readings if that is something you're interested in. I love doing them, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.